From a young age, we're taught to chase smartness. In school, teachers praise the ones who learn the fastest. At work, society admires those who think the quickest and come up with the most ideas. Even on social media, people celebrate the ones who seem to succeed effortlessly, the so-called geniuses. And so, little by little, we start to believe that destiny is already written by talent, that some people are born on the mountaintop, while the rest of us are doomed to look up from below. But the deepest truth of life is the exact opposite. The ones who laugh at the end are never the geniuses. This isn't a comforting slogan or a piece of motivational fluff. It's a truth you feel more deeply the more you live and grow. That is, who are the people who truly laugh last? They're not the exceptionally gifted or the extraordinarily lucky. They're often ordinary, sometimes even clumsy. What takes others 3 days to learn might take them 3 months. While others sail smoothly, they stumble again and again. While others bask in applause, they quietly keep improving themselves. But they all share one rare quality. They don't give up. They don't crave overnight fame or instant success. They understand that life isn't a sprint. It's a long, grueling endurance race. They know how to pace themselves, how to adjust, and how to endure loneliness. The people who laugh last aren't those who never fall, but those who always get back up. They don't win by talent, but by willpower, patience, and faith, by turning countless small acts of persistence into something extraordinary. Laughing last isn't luck, it's a choice. It's that moment in the dark when you push yourself to keep going. It's the courage to keep trying even after failure. The word genius sounds seductive. It means speed, talent, inspiration, aura. We imagine geniuses have everything we admire. They think faster, see deeper, understand more. But the truth is, geniuses are often the first to be defeated by time. They win applause too early and therefore lose vigilance too soon. They gain recognition too easily and therefore lose themselves too quickly. When everything comes without effort, a person often loses the desire to grow. There's a saying that's painfully true. Talent is a kind of luck you spend too early. The earlier you use it, the more likely you'll be punished by time later. Many prodigies crowned as geniuses at 20 are forgotten by 40. Not because they lacked ability, but because they never learned how to struggle through difficulty. Those who succeed purely through talent often become trapped by it. They win at the start, but lose in the long run. And this world doesn't reward those who run fast. It rewards those who finish the race. To understand why the ones who laugh last are never the geniuses, we must grasp 3 truths. First, laughing last is a victory of time. It's not a burst of short-term glory, but the fruit of long-term effort. You might not succeed right away, but you'll grow stronger and time will speak for you. Second, never represents a universal rule. Whether in business, art, sports, or science, those who truly last are rarely the ones who shone the brightest at first. They're the ones who kept improving, kept evolving. Third, genius is only a starting point, not a passport. Talent may open a door, but walking through and reaching the end requires discipline, patience, and the will to learn. This isn't to belittle genius. It's simply the clearest recognition of reality. Life is a long process of selection. Talent determines how fast you start. Habits, resilience, and mindset determine whether you finish. The real power of this truth lies in its reverse encouragement. It tells every ordinary person, you don't need to be born brilliant, rich, or lucky. You just need to do one thing, keep working at it. Consistency means you're not chained to short-term results. Effort means you're willing to pay the price for your dream. Behind every success are countless unseen nights, studying while others scroll their phones, taking action while others complain, persisting while others quit. They didn't keep going because they had already won. They won because they kept going. The ones who laugh last are never the geniuses. They may be ordinary, but they understand that the greatest power in the world isn't intelligence, it's perseverance. Talent fades with time, but a heart that never gives up shines to the very end. So if you feel lost, tired, and think you're not talented, remember this. That's not your weakness, it's your chance. Because you will work, you will think, and you will grow. You may not be blessed by talent, but you are blessed by time. While others rush to prove themselves, you quietly build strength. While others flaunt momentary brilliance, you're laying the foundation for something lasting. And one day when the noise fades and the lights dim, you'll realize the ones left standing on the stage aren't those who started brightest, but the ones who never stopped walking. And when that moment comes, you'll smile. Not with pride, but with calm certainty, the kind that comes only after storms and struggle. Because you'll finally understand life was never about who ran fastest. It was always about who kept going the farthest. That if you, too, believe that those who move slowly can still go far, then tap that like button and subscribe to my channel. Let's prove together that even the ordinary can shine with the power of time. The illusion of genius and the truth of time. Throughout human history, the word genius has been one of the most dazzling labels of all. It's like a halo. Once it's placed on someone's head, even fate seems to step aside. No matter the era, there are always a few names that inspire all the moment they are spoken. Whether it's Li Bai, the ancient poet, Leonardo da Vinci, the master painter, or modern visionaries like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs, their stories are told again and again, their names endlessly quoted. People love them, admire them, even worship them. The word genius itself carries a kind of mystical magic. It makes us believe that human limits can, in fact, be effortlessly broken by a few extraordinary souls. Their names shine like stars embedded in the river of time. Eternal, radiant, untouchable. Li Bai's poems feel less like they were written and more like they fell from the heavens. Da Vinci's paintings are not just art, but seem like pages from God's own sketchbook. Jobs and Musk are not merely entrepreneurs. They are dream makers who seem to rewrite the very rules of the world. Their brilliance dazzles us. Their thoughts move at lightning speed. It feels as though the world shifts whenever they have an idea. And so we begin to believe that destiny really does favor certain people, that their path is smoother, their minds quicker, their answers innate. We admire their inspiration, we marvel at their speed, and quietly deep inside we sigh, why am I not like them? Why don't I have that kind of light? And so we begin to think that success belongs only to those born smart, to those who seem to reach the top effortlessly. We look at their achievements, their talent, and convince ourselves that such brilliance lies forever beyond our reach. From a young age, we're taught to believe that intelligence is power and talent is destiny. We are told to win, to be fast, to be better than everyone else. So we chase other people's light, we imitate, we compare, and somewhere along the way, we lose ourselves. We begin to wonder, if I'm not a genius, am I still worthy? If I have no talent, do I still have the right to dream? That quiet doubt grows with us like a shadow. But reality, unlike the stories we tell, is both more honest and more brutal. The geniuses we believe will shine forever often burn out faster than anyone imagines. Many brilliant souls fall at the very peak of their glory. Because what genius wins is the thrill of a fast start, but life's real test has never been about how bright you begin. It's about whether you can keep shining. Life isn't a 100-meter sprint. It's an endless marathon. What truly separates people is not where they start, but how long they can endure. Time is the calmest, fairest judge of all. It's not impressed by talent, and it doesn't grant special treatment to the smart. Time doesn't care who you are, only that you keep going. Geniuses may lead for a while, but they often lack the patience to befriend time. They see results too quickly, and thus learn to underestimate the process. They taste success too early, and thus struggle to endure failure. Many start on the mountaintop, but forget that beyond the mountain, there is still sky. And in forgetting that, they lose the will to climb higher. The world moves on, but they remain trapped in the glory of the past. Talent is a sharp blade. It can win a battle, but it can also wound its wielder. It can open doors, but it can't guarantee you'll stay standing once you're inside. The greatest thing a genius loses isn't opportunity, it's humility. They come to trust themselves too easily, and they forget the meaning of effort. Many start their journey smiling, only to end it in tears. They aren't overtaken by others, they're buried by their own arrogance. Talent grants speed, but steals patience. And life is a long, quiet journey, a road without shortcuts. What it tests is not how smart you are, but whether you can keep walking through the silent years. Those who truly laugh at the end are never the ones who start the fastest. They're the ones who never stop. The ones who don't give up in the storm, who don't lose faith in loneliness, who learn to slow down in time and grow through failure. They understand that steadiness, resolve, and persistence are rarer and stronger than any natural gift. Sometimes moving slowly is its own kind of wisdom, because only those who slow down can truly see themselves. Only those who walk steadily can go far. A genius may light up a moment, but an ordinary person can light up a lifetime. And in the end, the ones who laugh last are never those favored by fate, but those who, through all the years, chose again and again not to give up. The resilience and compound power of ordinary people. Have you ever noticed that the kids who were top of the class growing up often don't turn out quite as extraordinary as everyone once expected? Back then, they were the stars of the classroom, the teacher's favorite, the child of someone else's family, the ones we all looked up to. Whether it was exams, competitions, or challenges of any kind, they always seemed to win effortlessly. They were smart, quick-thinking, sharp, solving problems with ease, speaking with confidence, always right. To us, they seemed like the chosen ones, born under the light of luck itself. But once they stepped into the real world, a world without grades, rules, or neat answers, things changed. Life is not an exam with a fixed syllabus. It's unpredictable, ambiguous, full of setbacks. And those who once breezed through school with ease suddenly find themselves lost. Their intelligence, once a weapon, begins to feel like a weight, because they've spent their whole lives winning and never learned how to lose. That they're used to being right. They're used to being praised. They're used to things going their way. So when life doesn't follow their script, they panic. They've never considered that the test paper of life doesn't have a correct answer. Talent is like an early ripened fruit, sweet, but it doesn't last. It lets you taste success early, but also tricks you into believing that success is supposed to be easy. It whispers the wrong idea, that effort is for the average, and that cleverness can replace persistence. So they begin to underestimate sweat, repetition, and consistency. But life doesn't reward shortcuts. Talent might give you a head start, but time quietly erases that advantage. In the end, what matters is who can endure. When the gifted ones step into society, they realize there are no teachers to give them answers, no grades to measure them, no clear instructions. Life's questions come without hints. You have to stumble, explore, and figure them out yourself. And in that uncertain world, the smart ones are often the most afraid to make mistakes. They crave perfection. They fear being wrong. They dread embarrassment. They want every step to be certain and every move to succeed. But growth doesn't work like that. Growth is a journey built on mistakes. Life is like walking through the dark. You have to stumble a few times before you learn where the holes are. You have to lose your way a few times before you can walk with confidence. Geniuses want to win on their first try, but real wisdom is hidden in the moments when we fail. Those who truly grow aren't afraid of falling. They're only afraid of stopping. The people who once seemed ordinary are often the ones who quietly rise, because they're not afraid to be slow, to stumble, to start again. They accumulate bit by bit, step by step, until one day they've become experts without even noticing. The smart rely on talent to get by. The steady rely on compound effort to survive. And time is always loyal to compounding, not to genius. The smarter you are, the easier it is to be trapped by short-term rewards. The more ordinary you are, the easier it is to believe in the power of long-term accumulation. Talent is like a glass ceiling. It can help you start higher, but it limits how far you can go. Intelligence makes people mature early, but also fragile. Clumsiness makes people slow, but steady. Life is a marathon. At the start, the talented sprint ahead, fast, graceful, dazzling. The ordinary trail behind, breathless and unseen. But as the race stretches on, the gifted begin to slow. Their energy fades, their confidence erodes, while the ordinary ones with quiet determination start catching up. Many people feel too ordinary. They don't have dazzling talent, powerful connections, or once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. They look at others' brilliance and feel unlucky, maybe even doomed to mediocrity. But they forget, ordinary is not a flaw. Ordinary is the most stable starting point. Because they're ordinary, they don't rush. Because they're ordinary, they value consistency. The greatest strength of ordinary people is their patience, their understanding that there are no shortcuts in life. They don't fantasize about overnight success. They know today's effort may not bring instant rewards, but if they don't quit, they're already moving forward. They don't let failure define them, and they don't let success blind them. They move step by step, slow but steady, and every step counts. That kind of slowness is rhythm. That kind of clumsiness is wisdom. True stability isn't the absence of waves. It's learning to adjust your pace in the storm. The most precious quality of ordinary people is their patience. They know how to take root and how to wait. A tree that towers above the forest has already spent 10 silent years growing underground. Those 10 years of darkness, that's where its strength was born. Slow work is the foundation of ordinary people's confidence. The ones who look clumsy are often the ones who understand time best. They know that life isn't about who runs the fastest. It's about who runs the farthest. Intelligence is a flash of light. Steadiness is a lasting glow. As the saying goes, a clumsy bird flies early and never lands. The clever fly fast, but often fall quickly. The clumsy fly slow, but they can keep flying for life. Because they know the meaning of flight isn't about who arrives first, but about who keeps flying. Life's journey isn't about chasing applause for a moment. It's about moving forward calmly through the long years. Because in the end, the one who laughs isn't the one who ran fastest, but the one who kept walking step by step through the wind and rain. The power of growth and self-evolution. True growth has never been about learning more skills. It's about learning to manage yourself. The hardest thing in life is not understanding the world, but understanding yourself. Many people spend their whole lives chasing external progress, studying hard, collecting knowledge, mastering new abilities, yet they neglect the most essential lesson of all, mastering their own mind. Smart people are often ruled by their emotions. Strong people can stay steady in the middle of emotional storms. Geniuses fear failure because they've been praised for being smart since childhood. Their sense of worth depends on the approval of others, so mistakes feel like threats to their identity. Ordinary people, on the other hand, learn early that the world doesn't reward you easily. You have to rely on yourself. That's why they handle setbacks better. They know how to grow from failure. The greatest strength of an ordinary person isn't that they never fall. It's that every time they fall, they find a way to get back up. Falling down isn't the problem. The danger is losing the courage to stand up again. And that courage isn't something you're born with. It's forged through pain. One stumble at a time. In psychology, there's a concept called metacognition, the ability to step outside yourself and observe. When you can notice your own reactions in moments of emotion, watch your thoughts when you're anxious, and reflect on your behavior when you fail, that's when you stop being dragged around by life and start taking control of it. Growth is never a straight line. It's a spiral, a process of circling back again and again, facing similar challenges, familiar frustrations, but each time you return wiser and steadier than before. True maturity doesn't mean you stop being afraid. It means you've learned to move forward even when you are afraid. If you study the people who eventually turn things around, you'll notice one thing they all share. They endured the phase when nothing seemed to work. That invisible stretch of time, when no one praises you, no one notices your effort, and even you start doubting yourself, is the most critical stage of all. But they kept going. Even on the hardest days, they chose to do something, to move a little bit forward. Every small improvement, even just 1% better than yesterday, builds up. Like a river that silently shapes mountains day after day. Persistence transforms everything. Growth's secret has never been astonishing talent. It's astonishing consistency. Accumulation is quiet, but its rewards are extraordinary. 10 years later, while others are still trapped in anxiety and comparison, those who persisted will already be far ahead. Every moment of sudden success hides years of unseen preparation. What looks like talent is often just the gift of time returned to the patient. Growth is like updating a piece of software. Every crash, every error, every restart, it's all part of upgrading your system. Each pain installs a new function. Every breakdown teaches your mind to rebuild itself. As long as you're willing to fix, to refine, to keep updating, you'll become more stable, more capable, more powerful. A person who keeps evolving will never be left behind. Because every few years, they become a new version of themselves. The meaning of life isn't about who you become, but that you never stop becoming better than you were. The gift of time, and those who laugh last. Short-term thinkers look at results. Long-term thinkers look at direction. Smart people want to win fast, but wise people know the real victory is in lasting. A genius's success is like fireworks, brilliant but fleeting. The growth of ordinary people is like dawn, quiet but enduring. They understand that effort isn't about getting rewarded today, but about building the ability to seize opportunity when it finally comes. And when that day arrives and others say, "You're so lucky," you'll simply smile because you know it wasn't luck. It was the compound interest of time, the strength built from showing up day after day. Long-termism isn't about sticking to one thing. It's about letting that thing continuously shape who you are. Every practice, every weight, every fall is time sharpening your edges. True winners don't win with quick success. They win over the long run, by settling in time, growing in solitude, and thriving through adversity. In the end, life isn't about who's smartest or who started best. It's about who can stay. Those who last share 3 traits. First, they can endure loneliness. They keep working when no one's watching. Second, they can withstand setbacks. They face rejection and invisibility without giving up. Third, they can wait for time. They know that slow is fast, that steady progress beats hurried leaps. They don't boast, yet they're the most grounded. They don't show off, yet they're the most reliable. They don't rush, yet they're the most resolute. Their whole lives embody what it means to build steadily and prove truly. They understand that life isn't a desperate sprint. It's a marathon that requires rhythm and resilience. There will always be people smarter and faster than you. But when time stretches long enough, the ones still standing are always those who kept moving forward, one step at a time. Geniuses win at the start. Ordinary people win at the finish. Speed fades, but conviction doesn't. Those who laugh last are rarely geniuses, because geniuses win applause while they win life. The genius's smile is celebrated by the world. Theirs is verified by time. That smile isn't proud, it's peaceful. It's not for show, it's from faith. It's the smile that comes after countless failures, falls, lonely nights, and doubts, yet still believing in tomorrow. You may move slowly, stumble often, and be misunderstood. But as long as you don't give up, time won't give up on you. Because time always favors those who keep their feet on the ground. You don't need to earn the world's applause. You just need to live each ordinary day with steady purpose. The greatest strength in life isn't talent or intelligence, it's persistence. Walking forward when you can't see hope, believing when no one else does, and pushing on through every storm. That is the person who laughs last. As you travel through the long road of life, you'll slowly come to understand one truth. Life is not a contest of who's smarter, but a test of who can keep going the longest. Geniuses soar on talent, but ordinary people move forward on faith, step by step, through the mud, grounded and real. Their pace may be slow, but it's steady. Their path may be long, but it's clear. There were years when you worked hard but saw no results, when you persisted and were mocked for it, when you fell and no one reached out a hand. Yet you kept walking. That is victory. Because the most remarkable ability in this world isn't brilliance or talent. It's the strength to keep walking when you can't see hope ahead. Many people misunderstand what it means to laugh last. They think it means winning first place, holding trophies, or earning applause. But that's not it. To truly laugh last is to smile peacefully after every storm, to stand up again after life knocks you down 1,000 times, to stay kind and passionate even after realizing the world isn't fair to I end that moment. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to beat anyone. You just finish your own journey, quietly, and smile. That smile isn't pride, it's peace. The ones who laugh last are never the geniuses. Because geniuses win applause, but you win life. The genius's smile is celebrated by the world. Yours is verified by time. It's a smile built layer by layer, through endurance, patience, loneliness, failure, and rebirth. It's the calm, certain smile only those who've suffered deeply can have. Sometimes you'll feel you're moving too slowly, that you'll never catch up. But remember, the strongest force in the world isn't explosiveness, it's persistence. Waves can grind stone into sand after millions of years. Grass can break through concrete just because it refuses to stop growing. You don't need to be faster than others, only a step further than the person you were yesterday. And slowly you'll notice. The ones who once mocked you have stopped. The ones who doubted you have faded away. But you're still walking. And at that moment, you've already won. The road of life never belongs to geniuses. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. To those who keep learning through failure. To those who stay consistent even in loneliness. To those who can shine quietly without being seen. You may never be a genius, but you can become a miracle of perseverance. Because as long as you don't give up, time won't give up on you. And one day when you reach the end of your life and look back, you'll realize the moments that truly made you grow weren't the easy ones, but the ones that almost broke you. They forced you to be strong, to think, to mature. transforming you from a naive child into an adult capable of standing tall in the world. You may not be favored by talent, but you are blessed by time. That is, when someone asks you, why do you keep going? Just smile and gently reply, because I believe the ones who laugh last were never the geniuses. And in that moment, your smile will be calm and real, because you'll know it's not the smile of someone gifted by nature, but of someone who, after all the storms of life, still chooses to love, still chooses to believe in tomorrow. That is the greatest victory in life.